Hello and welcome to BusyWorksBeats.com. Today I'm going to show you the industry music producer plugins they will never show you right inside of FL Studio. Now these are not FL Studio stock plugins, not all of them. The first one actually I'm going to add to the list is SAR. This is super overlooked, and another one is called Morphine by Imageline. So these are great for West Coast bass. Now this video is not going to be me playing every single sound. That will take way too much time. So I'm not going to demo every single sound. That will eat up too much time. But here's a great like Moog type sound, even though it's not a Moog, but it sounds like one. And the Morphine has also really good bass sounds. Okay, so if you want to get straight into it, just go to the bass and load up some presets. So super slept on right inside of FL Studio. Also, if you guys didn't know, this is like a bonus right in the front of the video. GMS can actually load up waveforms. So if you go to the synth side, my screen is like blocked out for some reason. I'm on Mac. But if you go to the synth side, go to the wavetable, click the drop down, go to import wavetable or add wavetable, and you could actually import your own wavetables inside of GMS. A lot of people don't know that. Now let's get to the industry stuff that nobody really talks about. If you guys want the authentic sounds that they're using in like Chief Keef beats and, you know, like real instrument sounds, look for Kontakt libraries from, with libraries from Roland, Yamaha, Korg, Triton, those libraries. So look for the classic keyboards they all talk about, like the Yamaha XF, Yamaha Motif XF, the Yamaha Motif ES, the, what else is in here? The Roland Phantom, for example. They have Kontakt libraries that are out there. Nobody's going to tell you about them, okay? Now I have the actual Korg Kronos, so I know what it sounds like compared to the Kontakt library. So if Korg Kronos ever came out with a plugin, it'd be game over because everything would just sound like nothing compared to that. So next plugin here is Scorch. It's like this one was built specifically for Travis Scott's sound. This is made by my best friend, Jacob, and his company goes by Software Audio. There's no sound in here that misses. His sound design, pristine selection is just incredible. I sound designed with him up in, where were we at? Montreal, Canada. And it was like 3 days of sound design. I saw his whole process. He's a very good sound designer. This next one is a nylon guitar. It's called Ample Guitar L or Luthier. Also, they have Ample Guitar SC for Stratocaster. Really good for guitar melodies. The reason this company stands out is because they revoice the guitar to make it sound like you're actually playing a guitar. So even if you play a piano chord like a minor ninth, it will revoice it as if you're playing it on a guitar. Because you couldn't do that naturally with a guitar. Okay, so it sounds like a real guitar. Now there's videos where people are shredding on that plugin. It sounds insane. Next one is Xenology. I didn't know this one for a long time. So shout out to the West Coast producers on this one. But Xenology was, before it became like mainstream, this was one of their secret weapons. And Xenology is kind of like Omnisphere, how it can load up any other Roland products that you have. So from what I understand, at least. So this one is slept on. Okay, so I don't have the full library right now to be going through all the sounds, but that one has all the go-to hip-hop R&B sounds you could think of. As far as like run-in-the-mill hip-hop R&B sounds, that's the plugin. The next plugin is a company that just built their own plugin. It's called Rhodes V8 Pro. So they came out, so everybody tries to emulate the Rhodes piano. Well, Rhodes was like, okay, we'll one up you. We'll give you our actual sound. So there's so many things. We made a SZA type beat using this some time ago, but it can sound insane. Again, I don't have my MIDI controller plugged up. You can get a ton of sounds out of this when you really use that preamp and velocity. I just don't have my MIDI controller plugged up. Nextly is Omnisphere. Everybody's heard of Omnisphere for the most part, but what most people don't talk about are the new sonic extensions. So I have a sonic extension called Unclean Machine. You really can't miss with these sounds. I'm gonna hit shuffle just to prove it to you guys. Like all these sounds are usable for hip hop. Let's shuffle it one more time. Like all these sounds are usable. So this is the one pack I think they went all the way in on. So shout out to them. It does cost more money. So you need Omnisphere and you have to buy the extension, but it was worth the money. Next is the classic Nexus. Now, most people talk about Nexus in the newer libraries, but they don't talk about the libraries that we came up on, like Johnny Giuliano days. Okay, so they were using dance orchestra library like nothing else. And they would use the, where is it at here? I forgot all the presets, called 2D Hit or something like that. see if I can find it. Stuff like that. That was very popular back. These sounds here, that all came from the dance orchestra. So look for the dance orchestra. Also, everybody was like drooling over the Hollywood expansions. They're good. You know, I can't really say one is better than the other, but the Hollywood expansions were like the go-to back then too. So you have dance orchestra and the Hollywood expansions 1, 2, and 3 as far as Nexus goes. Okay, so that was the sound back then. Nextly, we have Labs. Now, nobody really talks about this one, but this is called the Soft Piano by Labs. Labs is a free plugin. It's a really good jazz piano. And nobody talks about it. So it's called Soft Piano by Labs. Next one is called Mickelberg Piano. I don't have it. I had to move it off my hard drive to save space. But Google Mickelberg Piano Contact. It's free. You can load it right up in your contact. It's basically like those Drake Melody type pianos. This next library here is called the Free Orchestra by Project Sam. So this is like how to get that Metro Boomin cinematic sound. Okay, so I showed many videos on how to use this stuff. You can even get the drill sound here, different strings, and they have violins and all types of stuff. Also, as an honorable mention, the Native Instruments library that come with violins, Sadavari, if I'm not saying that right. I might be saying the name of the violin wrong, but it's like Sadavari piano, Sadavari violin. Okay, so look up Sadavari violin if I'm not saying that wrong. And also their India library is very good from Native Instruments. This next plugin I learned from DJ Ab McCree. At the time, I didn't realize what it could actually do. So you might think this is just load a patch, play. But what this actually does is you can drag and drop, and I have the whole process on my channel, video game sounds from real video game libraries from like the 80s and the 90s and the 2000s, drag those sounds directly into here, and you can get the actual sound that you heard in the video game. So it's pretty intense. I have a video going through all the process of how to do it because it's not straightforward. You got to use a couple tools, but well worth watching that video. Nextly is Serato Sample. Now this is becoming more popular, but back when everybody was kind of keeping their hands, you know, to their chest, as the UK folks would say, their cards to their chest, nobody was really talking about how they would get their samples to sound so pristine. And in Serato Sample, what they do is they just drag the sample in, click find samples, and just hit the keys on the keyboard. Now that you have a sample beat that fast, it time stretches, it knows the key. I don't have time to go through Serato Sample, but that is a go-to for sampling nowadays. Next up, very undermentioned, is called Swam Alto Sax. I think I bought the sax bundle by Swam, SWAM. In short, even if you don't have an expression pedal, you can link your mod wheel to this expression. So if you don't have a mod wheel, just move this expression and then go to the drop down, go to browse parameter, and then go to where it says expression and just create an automation clip. It needs an expression tool for you to actually hear the notes that you're playing on that plugin, or else it won't make a sound. I don't have time to demonstrate it because, again, it takes a MIDI controller that I don't have. Next up is Korg Triton. Korg Triton is the sound of Timbaland, Neptunes. I think Scott Storch used it, if I'm not mistaken. So this plugin is kind of slept on because nobody really brings it to the forefront. Anything Korg or Roland, you're going to get your money's worth as far as sound, okay? And I already showed you guys Morphine, SAR, and GMS. So if you guys want me to do a part 2 of the effect plugins that the industry music producers use that they're not necessarily talking about, let me know in the comments below. I'll do a part 2 for effects. All right, guys, subscribe if you're new, like the video. Peace.